Mm-hmm. Hello and welcome to reading. That's right, it's reading time. We've got another division announcement. This is the Don 100, the Warsaw Pact Soviet Ministry of Internal Affairs is. So yeah, last time we covered the Leclerc tank prototype, which is what this is. Technically, it's called the MSC, but it's like the Leclerc tank gun on a hull that has less armor than the Leclerc, but it's Leclerc, bro. Uh, and this is Nemesis 7, which should be coming out after Landjut, which literally just came out. So lots of videos on Landjut, and if you want to watch the Leclerc reveal video devlog readout thing, that'll be linked in the description as well. We love reading here on the Hippie YouTube channel. These videos just get loads and loads and loads of views, and I don't understand why you'd much rather watch me read than watch me beat up somebody as the rank 4 player. And anyway, let's read, and you can skip to the various sections, logi, inf, etc. in the description. But of course, you never skip past the shilling section. It's time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views. They got this video early. And yeah, it's a great way to support the channel. Otherwise, you could just like the video, right? It's free. Or you can wishlist my game on Steam, that's free as well. Anyway, back to reading. Hello, Commanders. It's good to be back. We return with the second Nemesis 7 State of Emergency preview. In today's devblog, we cast our eyes on the Warsaw Pact Soviet Ministry of Internal Affairs' Don 100. Let's go. Nemesis 7, State of Emergency. Nemesis 7 is one of Eugen's chosen DLC options, having been pre-selected by the Eugen team to speed up development. So yeah, Nemesis is between the big DLCs, so Landjut literally just came out. It came out the day before I'm recording this. And so the game's on 60% sale because of the DLC. I think it's very, very, very worth it for £14. I don't get any kickbacks. They should, if they gave me a referral link, which isn't really possible with Steam, I'd chill like there's no tomorrow. But I don't gain anything if you buy this game. But for £14, I think I have like 3,000 hours in this game. It's definitely worth it for £14. Anyway, yeah, they're in pairs, and we get to vote for every other pair, and then the alternate ones they just pick for us. But I think if they put Leclerc prototype up to a vote, I think it would win. Generally, the Pact options are less interesting, just because Pact had more standardized equipment, and I wish they'd take more risks and just make stuff up, to be honest. I mean, the Leclerc isn't real, it can't hurt you, so... Yep, history of the Don 100. Let's get back to the Warsaw Pact's offering in our new Nemesis DLC. The Don 100 stands for 100Y Motostrelki Division Ozbogo Nazachenia. 100th Motorized Division for special use. A Ministry of Internal Affairs formation. Seeing the light at the very tail end of the Cold War. So it's like a internal security division, basically. Last time it was like France defensive, so... And we've already had Moscow, because that came with London. Please be in London. Yes, that's right. This particular battle group did not exist in real life in Warno's time frame, so it's made up to begin with. Maybe we'll get some interesting equipment. I wouldn't hold your breath. having only been raised shortly after October 1989 to quell unrest and national uprisings in the Caucasus. As part of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, responsible for law enforcement in the USSR, the division formed part of the ministry's internal troops. Created from the disbanded 14th Tank Division, plus a host of local air assault units, it was nicknamed the Wild Division. As such, in real life, it was intensively used to combat hotspots in the Caucasus in the early 1990s, from Nagorno-Karabakh and the later Chechen wars. Yeah, this war happened recently again. You may recall, it's basically Armenia, Christian country, Azerbaijan, Muslim country, but they support Israel and buy loads of weapons from Israel, so I'm not sure how that works. So... And there's a classic disputed Soviet region problem where like half the people living here are Azerbaijanian, but they are owned by Armenia and all this. And so once every few years, Azerbaijan tries to eat a bit more of Armenia. And because Azerbaijan has lots of oil, the economy's much bigger. So it's not even close now. Armenia can't really do anything. Also, Armenia's mega retarded, and instead of cozying up to the Russians, who are right here and can help them, they decided to piss off the Russians to cozy up to the Americans, so the Russians don't help them anymore. So, whatever. I enjoy dying. Okay. In our Warno timeline, things turn out a bit differently. The formation of the Don 100 is fast tracked, but still used to squash the insurgents around the Caucasus. You could use the word quash there. Wouldn't have to be squash. Around the Caucasus and the southern frontier of the USSR. It seems trouble in this region has exploded, undoubtedly fanned by NATO agent provocateurs and saboteurs as part of a global conflict. History of the Don 100 continued. The Don 100 infantry was organised roughly along the lines of regular Soviet motorised troops, although they appear to have carried fewer machine guns and more SVDs. Okay, so another DMR division, I suppose. The infantry had also partially swapped back to 7.62 AKMs, allegedly due to the inhumanity of the AK-74's smaller bullet, with the bigger bullets carrying increased stopping power and being able to kill outright. Yeah, so there's big things like why did... So basically, hey guys, you're about to hear me refer to a weapon as the XM20 and the XM2. It's actually called the EM2, right? Also, the cartridge was 280 British, so not quite 5.56. It's slightly less long than 5.56, but it is still wider at 7mm. So yeah, truly the British were ahead of the game. At the start of the Cold War, like in the 50s, Britain adopted a caliber which was basically 5.56 in something called the XM20. And they were like, this thing's good, man. You carry more bullets. It doesn't fully kill people, so that you have to bring medics and stuff. But the Americans did their classic spurg out, where they're like, no, everything must be the way I want it, and forced everybody to adopt 7.62, and so the XM2 was scrapped. And we ended up going for the FAL, and then the Americans took the 7.62 to Vietnam, and they were like, oh, this is shit. We were wrong. Well, not for the first time. And so then they switched to 5.56, and then the XM2 came back as the L85, which was an abomination that deserves to be put down, but there it is. Anyway, the idea is you can carry a lot more of the smaller bullet, and now that body armor is becoming a thing, people are switching back to the bigger one, and the Americans are doing yet another money wasting exercise with this intermediate cartridge. But at the time there wasn't really any body armor, so you didn't really need these big bullets, and you could carry more. And yes, allegedly one of the reasons is that it doesn't kill somebody. So if you hit somebody, you take 3 men out of combat because 2 guys have to carry him and heal him, or get the supply truck on him, right? Whereas the 7.62 would just blow his heart out, and then that'd be it. You wouldn't have to worry. You wouldn't have to, carry him off. He's dead. So, anyway, let's read the words. This division's motorized infantry regiments predominantly use the BTR-80 APC, though historical evidence points to the use of some BMP-1s and even BMP-2s, although the IFVs were not equipped with any ATGMs. While operating well within the borders of the USSR's, the division mostly used commercial trucks, particularly the Gaz-53 and ZIL-131. Are they commercial? Is that private enterprise in the Soviet Union? The Don 100 was composed of personnel and equipment from the disbanded 14th Tank Division, and several air assault battalions transferred to the MVD, which was subsequently reorganized as a light infantry division. Other units attached include SMUCHM, Special Motorized Militia Units, meaning local police forces, OMON, Internal Troop Special Forces, PVO, Air Defense Units, and, the State Flight Test Center, that's cool. Aktubinsk's State Flight Test Center. The Don 100 in Warno. How will the Don 100 look like in Warno? You don't need this. Being a Soviet internal security division, many of the battle group's units will feature the security trait. This means the unit's optic levels are raised 1 level when they stand still. So yeah, that's already so we got one open for a reason, right? It's not just to look at my rank. Basically when you stood still you get good optics. So it's nice to have, right? It's It's not something you would specifically bring for that purpose, it's just sort of nice to have. New units are marked in italic and bold, as all the below, as always, is still a work in progress and subject to change, so now we'll get to the Logi tab. Usually I do my shilling at the Logi tab, but I already shilled. Isn't that crazy, guys? Who have I pissed off today? Armenians, Azerbaijanis, Americans. Well, we'll see how many more we can get in. Logi, a pretty good category, with command units being the Belazor, the new R142 Deimos, which is a Gaz command truck, and the Chaika. Alright. So, yeah, it's just, so the Belazor is just your standard Jeep, 3 per card, 80 points. The Chaika is 3 per card, 100 points. I bring it in 56Y, which is one of my most played divisions now. And the Gaz, obviously, is a little truck. So it'll probably also be 3 per card, and probably be slightly more expensive than the Belazor, because it'll have 8 HP, I suppose. Apparently this is a Rainbow Six Siege character. Supply units fob, you know what that is. A Gaz 53 snab, which is new, and a Zil 131 snab, medium, as well as the Heliborn Gruzovi. So we'll start with the Gruzovi. These are already in the game, but perhaps not as supply trucks. So, yeah, 6,000 supply in a card. It's good to ferry stuff to and from the fob in 10v10s, mainly. The Gaz 53... Huh. Interesting. The Zil 131 we've definitely just got added to the game, because it's, yeah, the Marines get it. So it's literally just this without reservists, so it'll cost the same, it'll have 1,500 supply in a card. The Gaz 53, who knows? I mean, it says light, so it's probably more similar to, I assume it won't come in that colour, but it's probably more similar to like an M35. Oh, did these all go up to 8 HP? Okay. So it'll probably be like that. It's like 750 supply. Or it might be lighter. It might be like a Unimog, which has like 500 per thing. It's all 6,000 in a card. The only ones that aren't like that are the fobs. And those ones the Marines get. The big boat and the hovercraft. So now we get to the infantry section. Infantry, PKM and Plamier weapon teams, so you've seen these a gorillion times before, so just 762 team, very ubiquitous. Grenade launchers are still good, despite, you know, the triple nerf, price, HE, salvo length, all got nerfed in one patch, people still bringing them, including myself, so yeah, that's what it's going to look like, except without Resolute, it'll be like this one, right? And then Commanditura, oh, you get the Usilania, so they're in KDA, right? And 157, so sadly all my decks got wiped by a faulty strike team build. I wasn't very happy about that. Anyway, so 10 dudes, really useful actually, because you bring it with your reservist crap. But sort of not, because like these guys get the militia trait, and military police doesn't remove militia, but the actual reservists don't get the reservist trait. I think it's more useful on 157Y, where the reservisti actually do have the reservist trait. It's just East Germans are all apparently extremely cool people, and so when they get reservists, they're not actually reservist. I suppose it's like the UK's Terriers, so it's not too out there. Saperi Commander in vanilla and RPO variants. But what does it mean by that? Does it literally just mean the Saperi Commander? Or does it just mean the actual Saperi, if that makes sense, right? So like Saperi RPO. Right? You've seen these a gorillion times. SPG9s, Unspeakables, and Conquers, you've seen these a gorillion times. SPG9s are 3 per card, 3 men in a card now, so they're actually not too useless. So yeah, there it is. There it is. And then, yes, the Conquers, with its 20 AP, very, very popular piece of kit, this, and the Unspeakable, also very popular with its 17 AP. Right, some actual new units. New divisional MVD units representing the battle group's core fighting troops. Motor Strelki MVD Commander, a 4-man leader squad with 3 AKS-74s, so assault rifles, 1 RPK-74, LSW, smoke grenades, and security. They come in US 3151s and BTR-80 MVDs, which is an APC with security trait and its own skin. So, I mean, the BTR-80 is already... It's not the one with the autocannon, sadly. I wish they'd just add that. I mean, it's not realistic. Nothing about this game's realistic. The Soviet Union collapsed on itself because it wasn't fit for purpose. They lost. Obviously, they don't like you to know that. So much so that they've just made an eyelash fall into my eye. They hit me with that Putin advanced weaponry. Anyway, so BTR-80, it's a nice piece of kit. This will have, instead of bad optics, it will have mediocre optics when stood still, so that's not going to matter, basically. You're still not going to see anything. Motor Strelki MVD, an 8-man squad with 8 AKMs, so in Warno, 762 is worse than 556, and 556 and 554 are the same, and 762 NATO and 762 Pact are the same. So you don't want battle rifles, is what they're called when they're 762 in-game. You don't want that. They're worse, so... Because they've got the same range. They should have slightly more range than the 556, and the 556 should be better at closer range, but they just gave them all the same range, so... It is what it is. Yeah. So... Security, right, 8 dudes... and an RPG 7, but we don't know what type, right? So like VL, VM, what's the pen gonna be? But it's 8 men with an RPG and no machine gun, so it's probably not gonna be very very money, right? It's probably gonna be quite cheap because there's no machine gun. So if you think about regular motor Strelcy, so it's this actually, but without the RPK, and the RPG might be worse, so it might be 35 points, or it might be 40, well, it should be 35, really. It should be 35, because it's not got the machine gun. Although this is... No, it might be 40, it might be 40. Then you've got MVD BMP, a 7-man squad with 6 AKMs, 1 SVD, 1 RPG, security and IFV traits. And these are BMP-1 MVD and BMP-2 MVD. Uh-oh. Oh, that's interesting. A BMP-2 without an ATGM. It only took them 4 years. So I wonder how much that'll cost. Because every single BMP and BMD in the game has a ATGM on it. There was never any no ATGM variant. So that's cool. How much will it cost? It'll have this security trait. I suppose the optics will be good when it stood still? No, they will be normal. Normal's bad, by the way. The only good optics is very good and exceptional. And ground surveillance radar, which is better than exceptional, but the game doesn't tell you that. Anyway, so no ATGM is going to be like 10 points less, because if you compare the Marder 1A2 to the Marder 1A2 Milan, that's 10 points. Marder 1A3 to the Marder 1A3 Milan, that's 10 points. BMP ones already have a no ATGM variant, and as you can see, it's a 10-point... As you can see, it's a 10-point difference. Same with Warriors, right? 10-point difference. So that BMP2 should cost 55 points, which is pretty cool. I guess it'll probably only be 1 card, but... Yeah, that'll be... You'll actually be able to buy it. And this will be 25 points. You'll probably bring this anyway. Because, yeah, security should be free, really. It doesn't really matter. It's nice to have, but... Anyway, and the squad itself, we don't know what type of RPG-7 it'll be, right? If it's like the 10 AP one that KDA gets, then obviously... KDA... That's RPG-2, but... But yeah, if it's Like, chances are it'll be the 14 AP one. They changed all the colours because they really enjoy. Like, this is not a good RPG. It should be yellow, but yeah. So it'll be 14 or less in my opinion. And so 7 dudes, right? So if, like, think arm rifles, but SVD instead of 2. I think, yeah, it might be 40 points. It might be 40 points because, like, 2 machine guns is basically 1 DMR anyway when it comes to suppression. Although they got 7.62s, but they've got this security trait. I think it'll be 40 points for that. And probably also 40 points for this. And then Moto, Strelky, MVD, SVD, which is this one. But now they've got an SVD. So that'll cost 5 points more than this. Okay. Sort of reminds me of that stuff in the new Marine divisions. So, like, this is 10 guys with an SVD. And then... Oh, it's 14. More Picota. 10 guys without the SVD. No, I suppose it's not really a good comparison. The Urson represent the commando company from each motorized regiment. These are 8 strong with 6 AKS-74s, 1 PKM, 1 SVD, and the Special Forces trait. So that's pretty cool, actually. Reminds me more of... so it's like a Special Forces version of Motshots and SVD. Sorry, very itchy nose today. Oh, but these have 2. Try to think. 1 machine gun, 1 SVD. I suppose it's that Marine guy that I just said isn't the guy, but it's that with an RPG. So it'll be like 55 points. Oh, but it's 2 less guys. 8 men, 1 machine gun, 1 S. I'm sure there must be something like this in game already, and I'm just blanking on it. There's over 2,000 units, so they literally just added another like 300 or something. So yeah, 2,600. And yeah, you could get him in the MI8s. That's cool. And this man is aura farming. This guy is scared. That's a really good picture. Wow. Looks like a James Bond villain. And the other MVD units are the Militia MVD. 3-men command squad. So it might be 3 per card because it's 3 dudes. We'll see. BTR 60PB, 3 AKMs. Like, there's a few things like that. It's like Inf command squads. It's 4, 12, 12. 3, yeah, but these have smoke, so it'll probably be less than 30 points. 5 with smoke, yeah, so it'll probably be less than 30 points. The problem is, will it be 3 per card or not? Because this is 3 per card because it's reservist. All the reservist ones are 3 per card. Didn't even know that was in the game. Okay, learning something new every day. Yeah, well, that's got an RPG and that's 30 points. So it should be... It'll probably be 30 or 25, right? It'll probably be 30. It looks like they don't go below 30. But yeah, command CV prices are all over the place. The Militia MVD are 5-man local police patrols. They've got security and militia. And with 4 AKMs and a shotgun. Which will prove devastating in close encounters. So that's cool. Your first shotgun in Warno. Unironically, your first Warno shotgun. So at least they're trying something new. But they've got the militia trait. So you're supposed to get into close range with your shotgun. Except you have the militia trait, so you just won't get there unless the enemy doesn't want to shoot back. Or you just smoke everything, which you can't do now since the RT rework. Your smoke mortar just gets blown up. Then we've got Cadetti MVD, 6 men from schools and colleges, mobilised to provide supplemental manpower. AKM SU-74. What is that? Is that the folding stock one? Interesting. security, reserve, and militia traits. Like, these guys aren't reserve. But yeah, militia is a trait that can only be removed by instructor, not by military police. And it makes your units way worse. So, like, this has militia, and this, right, if we look at Provincio, right, they cost more, even though they have fewer men. And it's because the militia trait makes the KDA way worse. Also, they've got 2 machine guns, right? Yeah, shotgun. It's a shame it's... Could they not have given it to a good squad? Wow, yeah, wow. So, yeah, 6... I guess if this is like a submachine gun... I mean... But it's full caliber. Sorry, I keep itching my face. I've got an itchy face. It's full caliber, so I guess it'll just be a stat clone of all the other 5.56, 5.54 rifles. So, but they're reserve and militia, so I don't think you're going to be bringing them, frankly, because they don't have any, unless they're like 20 points. Because if you think, you got to think like, how much is that going to cost? So this is 8 guys with just guns, and it's 35. So 6 guys with just guns would immediately be 25. But then they've got the militia and reservist traits, which should be minus another 10. It should be 15 points. Now, you're probably thinking, well, there's nothing that's 15 points. Yes, there is. The reservist pioneers. The reservist pioneers. Where the hell are they? They're in TKS, I just can't remember what they're called. Reserve pioneers. 6 guys, 15 points. So yeah, I think there'll be this, but it'll be a full-powered rifle. It'll have the militia tag, but it won't have satchels. So it'll be 15 point. It might even be 10. Shoot me. It might be a 50. It'll probably be like this, but nobody brings these unless they like losing. So maybe it'll be like 15 per card and all this. So if you think like Vopos, a 20. They've got militia but not reservists. Yeah, it'll be 15. Probably. Then you've got Orkanas. 16 men with 2... Ah, there you go. Oh, they're militia as well. They've got the shotguns, but they're also militia, but there's 16 dudes. So I guess the idea is you just smoke everything and just drop them in the same building and hope they kill you before they rout. Because the RPK-74 will fire within the same building because it's a 5.56 LSW. No machine guns other than 5.56 LSWs shoot when you're in the same building. Even 7.62 LSWs don't. Then you've got Spetsovi MVD, 2 AKMs, 2 AK-74s, 2 RPG-7s. But we don't know what variant of RPG-7 it is. If they've got, like, the 20 pen ones or the 18 pen ones, it'll be worth bringing. If it's 2 14 pen RPGs, you couldn't pay me to bring that. It's only 4 guys. Like, because if you think so if you think about Terrier's AT squad, nobody brings this. It should be 20 points, and then people still wouldn't bring it. And this should be 15. This should be 15, actually. This is a piece of junk because it costs more than than the MAG team, which is just way better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to write some of this down. Terrier's gun group, Terrier's AT group. The thing is, right, if I go to the devs and I'm like, buff second UK units, then obviously they don't see it as impartial because, frankly, it's not. And then we've got the Oman Military Police's tactical teams. AK-70s. Oh, there you go. Finally! Also, the shock trait is 350 meters now. So as soon as you're in a forest fight, the shock trait is kicking in. So it actually matters now. It actually matters. So there you go. Oman Military Police Tactical Teams. They've got smoke. They've got 6 submachine guns. 1 PKM, which does not help at all, really. Does not synergize because it won't fire when you're in the same building. And the AKS-74Us, I believe. I think they changed Spetsgrupper to make them... 500 meters range, you see. But yeah, Spetsgrupper used to have 2 PKMs. Now they've got two RPK-74s, so that they're a lot better now for the reasons I've described. So they're a lot better than Spets. Well, no, this has the RPO, so. So yeah, this is actually a good unit now. It wasn't bad before, but yeah, the PKM doesn't synergize, but you know why it's in there. It's because here's the picture they found, and he's got a PKM, so that's what they're getting. Right, now we move into... Ooh, that looks nice. Artillery tab. Pete's sake. Close that. There's nothing on it. Oh, it says brutally div-mogged. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's a title for an upcoming video where I get brutally div-mogged. Right. 30, 20, arty. What? I'm regarded. That was inf. I'll just cut this part out. And that's about 30, right? Yeah. No, 25. No, let's just wait 3 seconds. Average as MVD troops, being Soviet internal security, did not have access to heavy or modern artillery. I mean, I like this. The main source of indirect fire comes from old 82mm mortars. Mortars are actually good against infantry now. Also, where's the dog? Why don't we get a dog weapon? That'd be absolutely hilarious, actually. One of your weapons is just dog. Like the attack dogs in Rogue Total War 1. Do you remember those? Basically, you had a squad, and it was like 30 guys just walking. And they would have a dog with them, and then you'd right-click on the enemy, and they'd walk into position, and then they'd unleash the hounds. And then the guys would just stand there with pocket knives, while the dogs just went around killing everybody. Anyway, mortars actually damage infantry now, but they're easy to counter battery. 122mm howitzers actually do something now, so this isn't the death sentence it used to be. But yeah, you've got the Jiatsint B. PM38... What? How is it new to the Soviets? Oh, I see. There'll be some... Is it the technology one that goes 6,000 meters? But 56Y gets that anyway, so... The technology... Oh, no, they fixed... They all go 6,000 now, apart from the... Apart from the Belgian one, which goes 3,000. And nobody can figure out why. Anyway, yeah, the Jiatsint B is already in the game. Here it is. Very nice piece of kit. So this is actually incredibly good now, because self-propelled, because of all the whole artillery rework, self-propelled howitzers have the same pack-up and set-up time as towed howitzers, which is obviously really dumb, but there it is. And so towed ones are better because they're cheaper, and you're going to get counter-batteried anyway. And this having 30 kilometers range means you can just leave it at the back of the map, and there's actually very, very few things that, like, you can literally go send it into the corner, and the enemy shouldn't be able to shoot back. And so you just leave it on counter-battery, just kill everybody. Yeah, the new strat is literally just to get mortars up front, and 82mm actually do some. The main advantage is that they're more available because they're going to die, right? You get mortars up front and start hitting them, and you make sure you've got 2 of these at the back, and you just put them on counter battery. Wait for the enemy to counter battery your mortars, and then your howitzers will just blow up his artillery. You don't even have to look at it. It's pretty funny. Anyway, the UR-77 Meteorite, it's in Broken Arrow. They did add a coffin launcher, but I guess that was a different... Because that's in 94th Soviet, the one that just came out with Landshot. Is this not the Meteorite? Whatever, it'll have the identical stats anyway. 67. So this is newer. It'll just have exactly the same stats. They all do. They didn't bother changing anything about them. They're all the same. Even the ones that only launch... Well, actually, is there any that only launch 1? If they added the British one, there would be, but they don't want to add it because... You know, they hate me personally. Oh yeah, I could close brutally div-mogged now. Right. So, 3410 tanks. A pretty good category. The Don 100 inherited the 14th Tank Division stock, meaning it is almost entirely equipped with older T-62 tanks. Oh, T-62 Tank Division. The troops praise this tank's 115mm gun for its fire support capabilities. Yeah, I'm sure it works really well against civilian rioters. Meaning that the main battle tanks will be the old T-72K OBR-67, T-62 OBR-72, and T-62 OBR-75. We've also marched to war, good, a few select T-62Ms, with an active protection system which was tested at the time and soon after deployed in the region. Although different from the Drozd, the T2A2 APS worked pretty much in the same way, destroying incoming ATGM at short range by detonating a series of self-defense explosives. So yeah, they just added... You'll notice this happens a lot, where they'll add a new feature and then you'll just start seeing it everywhere. So they just added the APS Drozd. It's on the Marine Division. It's really good. I have a video on the channel, Hippie versus Integer. I'm playing 6th West German. He's playing 336 Soviet. And I get a Jaguar 2 and a helicopter, and I'm shooting at him, and I'm like, he's dead, and I look away, and I look back, and he's fine, and he's killed my Jaguar 2, and it's because the Drozd intercepted the projectile. So that was pretty cool, actually. Apparently it damages infantry if they're too close. I'm yet to test that, because in Warno they'd have to be like literally on top of them. That tends not to happen, so... yeah, and then we get a bunch of T-62s, which I thought were promised to us in Nemesis 8, but yeah, there's not enough T-62 divs. I like T-62s a lot. I play a lot of 56Y now. Won a couple tournament games with them. Lost a couple tournament games with them. But yeah, they're really good because they're very cheap for the armor. The problem is the gun doesn't shoot fast. That literally doesn't matter. Because it's a... Well, it does, but it wouldn't be this cheap if it shot faster. It'd be like 160 points. And this would be like 180 or something. So it's good that it doesn't shoot fast. It's actually novel, something new, crazy, I know. No, we need to make everything the same. So I don't know... Right, this will be the command version. I don't know what it means if it's an OBR-72. I assume it'll be worse than the M1, because it's old. And this will probably be worse as well. And then the T-62M is here. So what do they mean by that? Oh, because it's got the active protection system on it. So it would be this with Drozd. This with Drozd. How much will it cost? Well, that's 155. If we check this, you've got T-55s, no Drozd. T-55... oh, they've all got different armors and stuff. Well, whatever. It'll probably be approximately 20 points more, I suppose, if it's got the Drozd or Drozd equivalent. Cool. In due course of their real-life Caucus deployment, the Don 100 will get their hands on additional PT-76s with the security trait, which we have represented as well. I lost a game recently to somebody spamming PT-76s. I don't think it's because of the incredible nature of the PT-76. It does fire very fast, though. I think it's because he was just way better than me, right? Apart from that, they're useless. Anyway, Toad D44s are actually pretty useful because they've got good stealth, so you just use them like SPGs. So if you play in 35Y, you bring them, you use them defensively because of the good stealth, and then you just suddenly get lit up by 12 rounds a minute of 14 AP, but it's kinetic, so at close range it does a lot more. So they can be useful. They're not always like a must-bring, but like I'm pretty sure I do bring them on Berlin Gropers, and 35Y I would bring them if I played it recently, which I haven't done. Anyway, now we're on to the Recon tab. Blimey, Hippie, it's a Soviet slot deck and you've still managed to drag it out. Got to get that £3.60 in ad revenue. Pretty mediocre, with the battle group only having a few small independent recon units, but no larger battalions, as other formations would have had. However, with half of the infantry deploying with the security trait, it doesn't mean the Don 100 will go into battle blind. Some of the dedicated ground recon units are Sniper MVD. It'd be funny if they got like security, because then they would have exceptional optics. Because their optics would go up by 1. They should, really. It's MVD. They should get the security trait. Right? Right? Anyway, so that would be 4 per card max vet, most likely. Like this, basically. Except no VSS. It'll be an AKS 74, which will have the same range, but worse stats, I guess. Yeah, it's like 4 per card. It's in 35 wire as well. There's definitely more packed snipers. All my decks got nuked, right? I do play the game. So there you go, 4 per card max vet. It should have security. I know what you're thinking. But yeah, that's a DMR, not a sniper, so it won't shoot the full range. It should have security, and then it should get very good optics when it's stood still. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Because the whole point of security anyway is that they're made to stand still and get one level of optics. You're like, oh, it'd be broken. Does this division strike you as an incredible piece of work? I mean, the T-62, actually, to be honest, it will be quite powerful. It's got mine clearers. It's got very nice howitzers now. Mega squads, BMP2s without ATGM, so you'll actually be able to buy loads of them, a bunch of SVDs. Yeah, actually, this is a meta div. But still, they should have the security trait. Razvedka MVD, both units can deploy in UAS a BTR-80 MVD. Yeah, they should also get the security trait. Exceptional optics, why not? Why not? Razvedka Saperi can deploy in the GAZ-66 and MTLB. And the new Ursun Razvedka with 5 AKSs, 1 SVD, and the RPG-18. Special Forces and Ground Surveillance Radar, so you'll get at least 1 Exceptional Optics Infantry. Pretty mediocre, but you get a GSR. Okay, bro. And the only recon vehicle is the BRDM-2, which is fine, but also this is apparently not a vehicle. That's completely fine, because this is broken. It should be a BRDM-2 MVD, and then it should have the security trait, and then it should have exceptional optics. Me on my way to ruin every team game ever in this division. But yeah, Razvedka Saperi are good. The issue is with it only deploying in the GAZ. Is that so you don't get any airborne forward deployment, right? And the GAZ goes at 90. So, because yeah, usually in divs like 2nd and so on, and 39th, 79th, well, 79th gets forward deployment anyway. You bring the Razvedka Saperi at 1 vet in the BTR-60 or Razvedka BTR or whatever, and then this is your first guy on the front line. But if it's coming in a GAZ truck, then it's going to go at 90 kilometers an hour instead of the 100 that the BTR-60 goes at. So you'll get there slower. It does matter. More than you would think, actually, because it's a 10% difference, so the bigger the map, the more it's going to matter. It's the same reason why honkers do so well, because they go at 120, and even though they're recon deployed, so they start further back than airborne, like a kilometer further back, or it might be 500 meters, they overtake you on most ranked maps. They'll overtake you. But yeah, you want this to just sit at the back anyway. Oh, well, actually, no, this will be the first into the battle, because the UAS goes at 100. Get some BRDM-2s behind it to make sure it doesn't die immediately. It's got an RPG, it's got Special Forces, so yeah, you'll be using this at the start, and you'll be sort of hoping it doesn't die. BTR-80 MVD in the Recon tab. But if it's not a Recon BTR-80 MVD or whatever, it's probably better to just bring the BRDM-2s. Depends how many cards you get. You get 2. Who knows? Aerial Recon units include the OPA, whatever. So this thing's pretty good. It's 2 per card, but it's got 30% ECM and it's a jammer, so messes up enemy artillery quite a lot. It's quite useful. The new MIA MT Bearcut 2. Underbelly 14.5mm turret, which can rotate 360 degrees under the airframe. That's interesting, because you get a lot of helicopters. You know, if you drive right under it can't actually shoot you, and then you just shoot up and kill it. 40. That's like a 50 cal, but will it be like auto cannon 50 cal, or will it be just a 50 cal? Because is it that KPVT 14.5? Yeah, it might be good. Might be good. but it also says very long range, so who knows how far that's going to shoot. Because you do get, like, you know, Gazelle Recon with, so that's 1575 on a 20 mil. But what will the HMG go further? I mean, it's not unheard of. In World War One, you know, the Vickers machine gun, which you could fire for 60 days straight. All you'd have to do is change the barrel and replace the water. Obviously, make sure you have enough ammo. They tried that in the 60s. They had a bunch of ammo that was going out of date. That's how we know. Anyway, they would just angle it upwards and fire it like a mortar because the trench network was so static that you basically knew where the enemy's resupply trenches were. So you just sit there and once every couple of minutes you just fire a burst. If you want to read a book on that, it's called Ernst Younger Storm of Steel. Ernst Younger Storm of Steel. They talk about that in that because he's a German stormtrooper. Saw action at like some. It's a really interesting book actually. But obviously you're watching this because you can't read, so that's a shame, isn't it? Anyway, yay. 45, 40 AA. Okay, Igla. ZU-23 Toad for killing infantry. Ural ZU-23 anti-air gun. And something they have failed to describe. A new unit they've... So this is good against helicopters because of the 20% accuracy. The issue is the range, right? You can't just dive at Apache because it'll kill you, but you can ambush it, use the LOS, shoot it, right? So the 400 meters difference isn't that much in this game because the range compression, it just basically tells you houses are 100 meters long. So what is this? Are you going to explain it to me? Honestly, you can tell when they write these that they get halfway through and they're like, I can't be arsed. Do you get that impression? I get it reading it, but I'm the only one who reads them, so... Oh, it's that. Oh yeah, don't bother explaining that. It's the thing off... It's the Polish thing off Red Dragon. The Four Fingers of Death. Oh, but this is only 2 on a truck. Is that a Javelin LML? It is. It is. You can tell it's England because there's some brown people. And might have to edit that part out. Anyway, the yeah, Four Fingers of Death. There's various types. Will it be better or worse than a cub, or will it be the one on the truck that's only 2? Either way, this is something that requires explanation. What? Just ran out of time. Okay, bro. I can launch Red Dragon and I'll show you it in Red Dragon, might as well. Get your money's worth on this free video. So there it is in Yugoslavian service. Classic Yugo bollocks. Here's the same thing, but it's not radar, so you can't see it. Lamau. Anyway. Serbia delenda est. Anyway, the Poles do get one. I just can't remember what it's called. There it is, the Newa. So it goes pretty far. So I guess we got to compare it to a cub, but it depends, like, if it's the upgraded one, the downgrade, because this has obviously been upgraded. So will it go... Because if the Cub M goes that far in this game, obviously in Warno it goes further, will the Newa go more or less? Is it just going to be a Cub clone? Is it going to be better or worse? 4 missiles is interesting. Generally when a plane flies over you, you fire 2. And so, you know, when it's in range, I mean, obviously if he mongs out, you might get 3 off. And if he's a good player, you might only get 1 off. But the point is that after 1 enemy plane flies over you, you need a supply for your Cub, because the next time you're only going to shoot once. But if you've got 4, that's potentially 2 flights. So it does matter. Will it be the tracked version or the self-propelled version? Will it be the truck version that's really fast but only has 2 rockets? It says Toad, actually, so that's some information. It'll be Toad. So it'll be like the iHawk. Interesting. Now we get to the helicopters. 9, 10. A pretty good category. My spelling isn't though. Several air assault formations were disbanded and reorganized to create the Don 100. This means the battle group can access ample rotary winged support, including numerous Mi-8 gunships. So, yeah, if you go something like 39Y, 79Y, you'll see all those. I mean, it's actually pretty incredible how Pact has like more helis than NATO and stuff like this. There it is. It is a video game, right? You gotta give them something. Might as well close Red Dragon, it's killing my FPS. Yeah. What was I doing? Yeah, so Rocket 1, Rocket 2, oh that's a Rocket 3, Rocket 2, Rocket 2. Did they change it? They might have changed it. Is it 39Y that gets the good one? Like, there you go. Oh, it's Rocket Space 2. Whereas the other ones are Rocket Not Space 2. Well, whatever. This is the best one out of these three. Because, well, actually, to be honest, this might be better. Because the bigger rockets actually do something. But this fires 3 times, well, you know, slightly faster, right? Because each little one fires faster, it's got 3 banks, so... But look at the supply cost. Honestly, I might try this out again, because I've always said this is better, but having bigger rockets matters, because I bring I'll bring this one over this one. Or this one, right? So I like the bigger rockets, because it dumps the payload faster, which at high-level games it matters a lot, because your opponent's going to react faster. So, anyway, the Mi-24V and Mi-24PAA, as well as the last venerable first-generation Soviet Mi-24A in use in this region, as spotted during the first Nagorno-Karabakh War. So that's going to be like an Mi-24V, but worse, I suppose. We don't really see what guns it has on it, because they've left them empty. But that's a gun. And then these are empty pylons, I suppose, which you could put anything on. And it says last one, or last... So presumably we'll only get one. Alright, what's the opposite of a prototype? Where they give you a rare unit that's crap. But yeah, here's the V rocket one in all its many forms, and the AA version if you want to lose, right? So... the Mi-24PAA is different to the VAA because it will have 20% ECM. Or maybe 10%. Oh, that's interesting. This one has a turret on it, because like the problem with this JUSC 30K is that it's strapped to the side of the helicopter, so they usually don't shoot. Remember what I was talking about before, where you can drive under it and kill it? This is one of those. Whereas this one's actually turreted. It's just a... Huh, interesting. Anyway. Air. Pretty mediocre. How have I managed to drag this out this long? As most planes were deployed in air, rather mediocre, as most planes were deployed in other regions. Air cover will be provided by the MiG-23 molding AA1 and AA2, so these are the ones that are 3 per card, so they're not weak at all. Oh, never mind, it's the one that's 2 per card. So it's not as good as the... It's better per plane, but it's obviously not as good as the ones that come at 3. But like these perform a lot better than you might expect. Like you think MiG-23 and you think I'm going to win, and then it beats you. Like it's a lot better than the British one, right? The Phantom. Wrong one, but the Phantom. I call it Phantom because there's a Soviet song called Phantom, and it's about the Phantom. Anyway, as you can see, it's cheaper and it's just better. So. Close air support will be provided by the Su-25s, Napalm, Lamau, and Su-25AT. Rocket 2. Is this the one that's 2 per card because it one passes every heavy tank? No, it's... Yes. This one passes any heavy tank in the game, whereas the Rocket 1 does not. 21st Soviet gets both of them, doesn't it? So that's why this one's 2 per card and this one's 3. This will one pass any heavy tank in the game. I don't know if I mentioned that. this will not. There's the AT one, Napalm one. I don't know what div would. If you bring that, it's like a throw unit. I don't. I like losing. I like losing. Is it 3 per card at least? I bet it's not. What div did it say it was on? 39. Wow. Losing. Delicious. Yeah, it's just a piece of junk. Lastly, from the State Flight Test Center at Aktuminsk will come the being tested MiG-29S Interceptor. Oh my god. Hello, NATO. I hear that you got one good plane in 4 years, the F-14 Tomcat, which you get at one card. Well, here's another packed bullshit fighter to even it up. R-77 Amramsky. Get me out. Get me out. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty funny div. It'll probably be quite strong, actually. Coffin launchers are really good. Jiatsits are really good. T-62s are very cost-effective. And they're very tanky for their price, and this will be no exception because it's got the active protection system. The Recon is bad, but not really because you get BRDM2s and Recon helos. So what's the problem? And also like 2 sets of Recon helos. The Infantry is good because you get BMP2s, BMP1s, BTR-80s. You know, like this SVD squad will be interesting. And this new shotguns. You get shotguns, right? And, I mean, is that not... I don't know if that's going to be good, but yeah, the shotgun tactical teams, it's obviously, I think they've been playing a bit of Broken Arrow, frankly. We got all the smoke grenades when Broken Arrow first came out as well. Now we're getting the shotguns. The Meteorite isn't Broken Arrow. It's good. Active protection systems, obviously, from Broken Arrow. Yeah, I think it's bullshit Russian air, of course, from Broken Arrow. Anyway, have a lovely day.